Hey, what's up, guys? Mike here with Practical Training Professionals. Ryan Gass. There you go, guys.
That's all I gotta
say. Hey, enough said, right? If you guys, do you guys remember? I don't know if you guys had that here. So I'm about like 8 years older than you, and so kind of a different generation. But like we used to have these shirts, and then it would also be on people's car windows when I was growing up. It said "Enough said." Do you remember that?
Yeah, no, they spell like
just N-U-F-F.
Yeah.
Enough said, right?
Yeah.
Hey, what's up, guys? So Ryan and I just had a pretty sweet day of training today, and decided to kind of get together down here in the bunker and talk about what's going on in the wild world of news, right? As it relates to firearms. And one of the things, like one of the most obviously glaring things that's going on right now in the world of firearms is the nonsense that's happening over there in the Ukraine. And so what we wanted to do, and it's such an evolving situation, like we wanted to just candidly watch some videos and kind of comment on them a little bit and see if we could put some perspective on it. But first thing I want to do is share with you guys something that we saw recently. Actually, Ryan showed this to me today. Let me go ahead and pull this up on the big screen for you guys here. This was something that Occupy Democrats Logic posted on Twitter. Right? It says here, no civilian needs an AR-15, regardless of whatever mental gymnastics you do. You are a very special breed of stupid. And that was from Occupy Democrats back in 2016, I believe.
Yep.
Right? And then they, just a couple of days ago, posted this. Ukraine's interior minister announces that 10,000 automatic rifles have been handed out to the civilians of Kiev as they prepare to fight tooth and nail to defend their homes against Putin's invasion. Retweet if you stand with the brave Ukrainian people. What does that sound like, Ryan?
Sounds like a hypocrite.
It sounds very much like a hypocrite, right?
Oh my gosh.
It's one of those situations, and I hear Ryan say this all the time, right? Good for thee, but not for me.
Yep.
Or wait, no, good for me, but not for thee.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So,
or good for them, but not for us.
That's right. Good for them, but not for us. So it's perfectly fine to endorse, other people having the right to and it's not even a right for them. It's not in their constitution, right? In fact,
it's still right, but it's not protected right.
Yeah, it's not a protected right. That's right. I mean, it's a God-given right, but it's not protected in their demographic.
Yeah.
But, it's fine for them to be able to own firearms to defend themselves from treason or treasonous acts or invasion, but it's not okay for us to do the same thing.
Yeah, it's if it wasn't for double standards, Democrats have no standards at all.
Well, I'm not just going to say Democrats.
No, trust me.
Right? It's everybody.
Yeah, but trust me, everyone. To be fair, trust me, Republicans more so too, because that's a whole other conversation. I can get it down, but it's pretty obvious. It's more obvious, more prevalent amongst the Democrat circles to be hypocritical, at least on this front when it comes to firearms. Like, oh yeah, they should have it, and this should have it, and this should have it. Us?
Yeah.
No need at all. There's never a reason why a civilian would ever need a fully automatic firearm. Oh, unless there's a foreign invasion. But that'll never happen here, so we don't have to worry about it. So you should just get your firearms.
Never happen here. No, turn them in, guys. Just turn them in.
It's ironic.
So when I saw that, I started to ask myself, and I try to stay as much out of the news as possible because honestly, it drives me berserk.
Yeah.
Some of you guys familiar with the channel may remember Ryan and I did a different podcast about 6 months ago. We kind of ended it.
It gets tiring.
What's that?
It gets tiring talking about politics.
It does. It gets exhausting, especially when you're trying to focus on being happy and instituting change and different stuff like that.
Yes.
And all you focus on is like the hypocrisy that's going on, especially when we started that. It was right after we were in some bad times politically. Let's put it that way, right? So, but anyhow, so I kind of wanted to jump back into the news a little bit and see like, okay, if that's what Occupy Democrats is saying, like, okay, we're on board with fully automatic and semi-automatic rifles now. Okay, well, what are the rest of the Democratic Party saying, right? Yeah. So who better to represent the Democratic Party than our girl Whoopi Goldberg and The View, right? So let's hear, and I have not watched this video. I literally typed in there in the search, I typed in The View, and because I wanted to see what The View had to say about it. Well, here's Whoopi's beautiful mug, all right?
I thought the left canceled her the other week.
They tried to, but hey, guess what? You can't cancel her. She's Whoopi Goldberg. Now, Oprah, on the other hand, right? Maybe, I don't know, maybe she'll leave here and go work for Oprah on OWN or whatever the hell it is.
Oprah wants her.
No, division in the ranks.
Yeah.
Oh, my Atlanta. All right, let's see what Whoopi's got to say, ladies and gentlemen.
I have to say, this thing in the Ukraine, it's so disheartening. My stomach was all like tight.
Yes.
Seeing Martha there, knowing that she's in the middle of it.
Yeah. Martha.
Knowing, people in the Soviet Union, the people.
In Russia.
Right. They don't want this war. They don't want this war. He wants it because he's trying to hold on.
Yeah.
I think what I also...
Are they talking about Putin or are they talking about Trump? It's hard to tell because they think they're the same person. Let's continue here.
Also thought about was the fact that estimates are 50,000 Ukrainians will be dead or wounded, and that this is going to start a humanitarian crisis, a refugee crisis in Europe. We're talking about 5 million people that are going to be displaced. I mean, it's heartbreaking to hear what is going to happen.
Well, I'm scared of what's going to happen in Western Europe, too.
Yeah.
Oh, so
you plan a trip, you want to go there, I want to go to Italy for 4 years.
Wait a minute. So this selfish bitch is more concerned about spending her abundance of wealth to go, I must go to Milan. Oh, my God, look at all these Eastern European refugees. Oh, can't you go back to your lesser environment?
So
I swear on all things holy that this is so frustrating to me.
Who was it? It's like
Did she just say that?
Dude, they're so out of touch. I mean, it's just like the one girl on The View a couple years ago said, if Trump gets rid of all the Hispanics, who's going to clean your toilets?
Oh, my God.
They're so out of touch.
Yes, they are.
They're so out of touch.
And the thing about it, man, is there's so many of these catty freaking housewives that do nothing but sit around, and this is who convinces them on their thoughts, right?
This is their moral compass.
This is it. This is their ideological contagion, right? That sweeps across the nation. So right now, Whoopi and the other girl, I don't remember her name, are like, man, this is pretty bad. Oh, Joe Bear, it's like, oh.
What is she from outside of The Voice?
I don't even know who this. I don't watch this crap.
Yeah.
I don't know. How about we phone a friend? You got any left wing freaking broads?
I got a left wing friend right here. Hey, Google. What is Joy Behar known for?
Josephine Victoria, blah blah. She's born in 1942.
She's a comedian?
Yo, she's a racist. Can we just throw that term out there?
She's a comedian though. I've never seen her say a funny thing intentionally.
Well, I mean, that's pretty funny, bro. I'd pay to watch that.
Oh my gosh.
All right, let's see what else this broad's got to say here.
In Western Europe, too.
Yeah.
You plan a trip, you want to go there. I want to go to Italy for 4 years. I haven't been able to make it because of the pandemic. And now it's like, what's going to happen there?
Yeah.
You know what? I don't want to virtue signal or anything here, but I've wanted to go to Italy my entire life. But I can't afford that shit. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. It's just such a different standard of people here, right?
It's a whole different mindset.
It is, man. It's crazy.
Yeah. Too. Yeah. I mean, and this guy, he's a singular sensation in a certain way. You know what I mean? I don't know that that he has that much support in his country, like you say. And maybe that has to be addressed. Because we've seen this movie before in the last century.
I know people keep asking, how does it affect me? Because it's natural to look at that. And the U.S. can't save everyone. But to see someone who we've been talking a lot about in the last 6 years and how he says things and he's dangerous and this, and now he is calling, people thought, he'll back down when we all stand up. And he didn't.
No, he didn't.
That should scare people. Because if we're not checking on some of these places, when things come home to us, people aren't going to be checking on us.
Yeah, but doesn't it scare you that people in the right in this country are on Putin's side?
First of all, I'm on the right. I'm not on Putin's side.
Who is?
Nobody is. And the girl that came on before, the Miss Haynes or whatever, she made a very good point. And that's something that Ryan and I wanted to kind of hit on a little bit, right? Before we kind of roll into this a little bit more was if what's happening over there now, it's very possible that something similar could happen here. Yeah. And it may not be, and when we were talking about it earlier at the range, it may not be military bombardment like what you're seeing, like a direct invasion on a grand scale, but it'll be domestic terrorism, right? It'll be sympathizers. It'll be stuff like that. It'll be a ramp up in possible school shootings or theater shootings or bombing or something like that, right? Yep. That's how people for the past 20 over 20 years have attacked the United States.
Driving trucks through crowds.
That's right. It's been stuff like that. And first of all, this Joy Behar chick or whatever the hell her name is, she's stupid. All right. Let's just go ahead and put that out there. Yeah. But I wanted to point out that the line of work that Ryan, he champions, it's kind of my side time gig here. But like the whole firearms instruction regime that we're trying to put out there to people is more about preparedness. Mm-hmm. It's never, and we say it all the time, like you don't wake up in the morning as a legal, lawful firearms owner and say, wow, today's the day I get to use my firearm. No, it's to be prepared.
Yeah.
Right?
Exactly. And
it's just crazy. And now, let's get back into the video here. Check this out a little bit.
I mean, I can't
Well, I
believe
don't
it.
understand.
Nothing surprises me anymore with this.
What are they making a lot of money over there?
Well, it's also
these lies.
There's a parallel there to the insurrection. People thought that they could just take the election, and I think that's why you see so many.
Are they really still bringing that up?
Thinking that this is okay. This is the fall of our democracy in the world.
Well,
in the world.
We all have to keep in mind that what happens
serious.
on the planet affects us all. It affects us all, And this starts with a little land grab, and who knows where it's going to stop. And the entire world is after this guy. This isn't just us doing this. Mm-hmm. This is the whole nation, the whole world saying stop.
So, first of all, did I miss the news or something? Did I miss the memo that Whoopi Goldberg is like an authoritative news anchor now?
No, it's an opinion-based show. That's all it is.
That's all
it's just a bunch of ladies speaking around a table. It has no real true value added to our society.
No, it's confirmation bias.
Exactly. I mean,
that's what it is, man. It's confirmation bias.
Yes.
It's like everybody wants to hear the story that they want to hear, and they want to hear it repeated so often that eventually it's like they're facts. I can't believe that they're still, it was creative, it was crafty, and for most people who aren't like directly, I guess, critiquing that kind of, that are consuming that kind of media, they just had it kind of planted. More seeds were planted about the freaking insurrection and the Republicans, and somehow what's going on in the Ukraine right now is American conservatives' fault. Whatever. It's not this kind of channel is that. This is firearms instruction.
It's Trump's fault. Trump's fault. 100%.
But one of the things to extract from that, like we were talking about, is the need to be prepared, right? And a couple of videos here that we're going to jump into next are some examples of some videos. We haven't watched them yet. This is just, I pulled up like the first 4 that popped up, and I have them queued here, of how the Ukraine wasn't prepared to be invaded, and now they're kind of like chasing their tail trying to get there while they're getting shelled, right? So let's jump over here real quick, Ryan, check this stuff out. So this is Ukrainian civilians get weapons training. It's kind of what I searched there in the bar. Let's check out Granny. That's a beautiful scarf she has there. Mm-hmm.
Я згодна би стріляти. Якщо буде якісь, то я буду захищати свій дім, своє місто, своїх дітей.
We go through most dangerous course of action, and if Russian became to attack a massive offensive operation to Kyiv, Mariupol, Odessa, and someone else, our people should be ready.
Yeah, look at that. They got the stroller out there.
Я піду на це, бо я вже, ви знаєте, мабуть, созріла.
Well, I'm proud to see Granny out there.
Давати комусь свою країну, своє місто.
I recognize it's a very big danger of invasion because we have a lot of signals about it. We have a lot of indicators.
Oh yeah, let's pause real quick. So this video was actually, I think, 14 days ago or something like that. So it was pre-invasion. But what you can see is like everybody's getting prepared.
They waited until the last second.
Yeah, that's what happened. They waited until the last minute, to start arming citizens and seeking out training. Look at this. People trying to figure it all out right here. Look at it, a kid.
That's good.
I mean, yeah, that is good, but...
Учится, конечно, быть в курсе всего, а он, чтобы это все умел.
Imagine had they not waited till the last moment.
Yeah.
Imagine had they had their own firearms and they could, remediate on things that they've already learned. Why? I mean, the time to train, the time to arm yourself is not when you're getting robbed. It's not when you're getting stabbed. It's not when the invasion's happening. It's before that. And if you do those proper steps, then hey, maybe that invasion never happens because they realize how prepared you are. And I think that's part of the reason why people are so relaxed in this country. Even those that are relaxed are against firearms because they realize that we own so many firearms and we're so well trained as an overall scheme of things that that's never going to happen here, at least in their mind. I think it could happen here.
Oh, it absolutely could happen.
But I think it's less likely because of
our level of preparedness.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. We have more guns than we have people.
So let's frame it like this, right? So if you owned a liquor store or like a convenience store or something like that, mom and pops, right? And you didn't own a gun, you'd never been trained, right? And I came up to you like a genie or like the ghost of Christmas future came to you and said, Ryan, you're going to get robbed tomorrow night by 5 highly trained former Special Forces members, right? You need to go get trained right now. Yeah. You think you're going to get enough training in 24 hours to be able to go ahead and fight off, some kind of invasion like that? No, and it's the same situation these guys are up against. It's civilians, it's grandmas and grandpas and little kids, as you saw in the video there, that, are trying to get trained because literal soldiers are coming to take what's theirs. It doesn't make any sense. You have to be prepared, right? You have to be prepared. Mm-hmm. All right, let's check this one out. So
Taking aim at an enemy who's not yet on their streets, but soon could be.
Little Sig Romeo.
Yeah, it's 5.56.
With a state of emergency pending, the threat from Russia feels closer by the day. Demand for personal weapons is also soaring in Kiev. This man didn't want to speak on camera, but he said he's buying his first rifle to better protect his family. As for Anatoly, this was a birthday present from his wife. Target practice.
Я служил в армии, хотел возобновить свои знания и пришел напомнить себе знания, тактики. Сложная ситуация и надо быть всему готовым.
There's been a rise of between 100 and 200% in the number of people coming to use this shooting range since December, with all slots booked out.
I want to talk about that for a little bit. All right, so that kind of talks about something else Ryan and I were talking about earlier today, about supply and demand, right? So you don't also want to wait until the last minute until you need something, because guess what?
Everybody else does too.
Right, and you had a really good analogy.
We saw it. This is kind of similar. What's happened in Ukraine the last couple weeks, and it's ongoing, is similar to like the spring of 2020 when the COVID shit first popped off. Everybody, I'm telling you, like we had to, at that point in time, we had to take our classes from being about 30 people or so in each class down to 10 in each class. Fuck.
Ryan's dying, ladies and gentlemen. He may or may not have the
David. But golly. So in like April or March, April and stuff, and going forth in 2020, our classes we went from doing a HQO class or a carry class every weekend to doing a HQO class about I'd say between 12 and 15 a week, because we would do 3 a day, morning, afternoon, and night, and we would do it usually Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, sometimes Thursday, and then we take Friday off, and then the weekend we did another HQL and carry classes as well. And we couldn't schedule enough of them. We were adding instructors. We were doing that to meet the demand, because everyone was rushing. They were learning. A bunch of people that maybe didn't own guns before, possibly didn't even like guns, realized I need a gun, and then they go around to the store and they get pissed off when they find, oh, we can't sell you this gun. You have to have this training. You have to have this license. You have to go out, come here, blah, blah, blah. They're like, what? And our classes booked out every week. We were selling out over and over and over again. And I feel like that's probably similar situation that's going on in Ukraine. People can't get in the range quick enough. They can't schedule the times. They're booking out 3, 4, 5 weeks in advance.
That's right.
While a war, literally an invasion, is going on around them.
Yeah, it's
that's not the time to wait.
Preparedness, right?
Yeah.
Ryan actually, he had a really great analogy earlier, so I'm going to steal it from him while he's over here dying off the microphone. What we saw kind of when COVID first popped off and everybody wanted to go and get toilet paper.
Yeah.
Right?
Exactly.
You couldn't get it. Like, you wanted it. Like, hey, I want to buy some toilet paper. And what do? Right? We go to the store, no toilet paper there. It's the same thing's going to happen with firearms and ammunition and good quality trainers. It's just that it's not going to be there. And if it is there, you're going to be paying a premium. You're going to be paying way more.
Yeah, like our prices had to go up during the COVID shit because, and even after still, because ammunition it's not too bad. It's getting better now, but it got to the point where if you found the ammunition you needed, it was very seldom. It was very small in quantity. It was very expensive. So to get the ammunition that we need to keep on doing a shit ton of extra training, it costs us a lot more money. So if you want to do it in times like this where it might be kind of slow, people are not freaking out too much, rather than 5 months from now when something happens and everybody wanting the same thing you do, well, guess what? Now's the time to do it. One, you can do it with a clear mind. You can focus on what you got going on. People that are training Ukraine probably aren't retaining a whole lot what they're trying to do because they got a lot of shit on their mind.
Yeah.
So, like, that's not the time to try to add more onto your plate when you're already stressed the hell out and you got people coming literally in your city to take over.
Yeah, you're panicking.
Yeah.
So, again, this is just more Ukrainian stuff. This one was this was a couple days ago, the 26th. Yeah. Let's go ahead and watch this one.
Why do civilians need those? Why do you need assault weapons in the streets of America?
We are in a queue where people are waiting to get their weapons to fight the Russian invaders.
This is a computer
There is no
programmer.
reason to believe that they're going to stop anytime soon. And their objective clearly, at least to me, seems to be the occupation of my entire country and the destruction of everything that I love. I'm just a regular civilian. I have basically nothing to do with war or any other thing like it. And I wouldn't really want to participate in anything like this, but I don't really have any choice because this is my home.
Мотивація проста. Це краще, ніж сидіти вдома і чекати, поки до тебе щось прилетить. І хто як не ми.
When I heard explosions, I decided that I'm ready. I'm an adult woman, I'm healthy, and it's my responsibility.
Так, наразі, виходячи з того, що ми прив'язані до конкретного району Києва, ми готуємося саме до вуличних боїв. Нам розповідають, як правильно себе поводити в команді, поодинці.
Люди тільки йдуть і підтримують, тільки хвалять, і щоб хтось переживав за це, що ми зброю. Я за сутки останні. Наоборот, чим більше людей зараз, українців, всі зброють, тим спокійніше буде спати.
Whoa. Catch that?
No.
What he said was the more Ukrainians... Here, let's check this out. The more Ukrainians are armed right now...
людей зараз, українців, всі зброють, тим спокійніше буде.
That's the same thing we're saying about the United States, right? The more people are armed, the better we're all going to sleep.
Yeah, as it relates to armed invasion, that doesn't take any sleep, I think, away from me or any other American.
That's
because
right.
we, reasonably so, can sleep pretty good at night. But the more and more that our right to keep and bear arms is infringed, that ability to sleep comes a little bit harder.
That's right. And just in a general perception, right, for those of us who are legal gun owners, right, my perception or my belief is this. The more armed, capable citizens in society, I think the better we're all going to be able to sleep.
Yeah.
Especially in my community. You know, I know my neighbors, they're all armed. Mm-hmm. Several of them have concealed carry permits. Mm-hmm. We're all kind of watching the flock together. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, it helps me sleep better at night, you know? I can't speak really for like my younger kids, but I know my older kids, my teenagers, they sleep better at night knowing the dad has the training that I have.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
And this guy, you know, they're finally here, knowing that there are more armed people in society, they're going to be able to sleep better. And that's kind of like a macro scale. I was talking about micro scale, kind of just within our homes and stuff like that. But, you know, so it's a good idea to be armed.
Something I'm curious about, because I really don't know, you know, what does the Ukraine have, generally speaking, when it comes to firearms?
So I don't really know what their gun control laws were or are not. I remember seeing something like a week ago or so ago that they had to, like the government like was relaxing and finally allowing people to get firearms.
Yeah.
So my assumption is that they probably had some strict firearm laws, and we'll go ahead and pull that up in a second.
Well, what I'm curious of is not only that, which I'm still curious of, like exactly what everything plays into their gun control, whatever, but I'm curious if they do end up winning, or they, you know, they stay, you know, separate from Russia, yada yada yada. Are they going to ask for those rifles back?
That's a good question.
Or are they going to say, you should probably hold on to that just in case these Russians come back over again? Or, hey, we're going to have another program where we issue out even more, you know, training, guns, ammo, because that would be a stark. That'd be pretty cool to see that happen, because that's a stark contrast of what the left is trying to do here in America. They're not trying to issue out firearms. They're not trying to give out ammunition. They're not trying to have a trained society. They're trying to limit that.
Okay. All right, here we go. So I went ahead and pulled up. Now you're 100% right on all that stuff. But while you were talking, I went ahead and I pulled up the laws here. I'm assuming laws, right? So this is from Wikipedia. Go ahead and zoom in a little bit. All right. So basically, what it says here is that Ukraine is the only country in Europe where firearms are not regulated by statute. Everything related to firearms is regulated by Order number 622. Activate Order 62. That's like some like Star Wars crap. But they are permitted to own non-fully automatic rifles and shotguns as long as they are stored properly when not in use. Handguns are illegal except for target shooting. Those who hold concealed carry permits, okay, pretty sweet, and handguns awarded for service. Concealed carry licenses are available but are not normally issued unless a threat to life is present and can be proven. A license is required to own firearms, and a citizen may be issued a license if that person, if you're 25 years of age to own a rifle, or 21 for a smoothbore weapon, or 18 for a cold or pneumatic weapon ownership. You have no criminal history, no domestic violence, no mental history, and you have a good reason.
It's funny that they say 25, but in the past week, they pretty much have been essentially drafting any males 16 or older. 16 or older, which I think is fine. But they're willing to draft your ass at 16, but they ain't willing to arm your ass outside of a militaristic scenario until you're 25. I think they're going to probably have some stark changes in their legislation and gun control going forward with this whole invasion.
Yeah, well, it makes you think, right? So it's not a very wealthy country. It's a small country. Yeah. So, you know, to have enough money to be able to feed and outfit and fund a large military, they may not have that kind of money, right? Yeah. So, you know, ramping up what I guess, you know, the United States would consider the National Guard, you know, arming citizens is, I guess it makes sense. But, you know, I think that there may be some pushback. There's probably will be some kind of political lobbyist that'll say, hey, you know, what if this happens again? Why are we not like remaining armed?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Remaining trained.
Yeah, exactly.
Armed and trained.
So, Ryan, I think you're going to die, dude. I swear I hope you don't have COVID, man. If you're over here... dude, Raylene, she got like, she must have food poison or something. So I left this morning. So we went to bed last night, you know, long day training yesterday, came home, went to bed last night. I got up this morning. She stayed home, obviously. And like, I got up this morning, I went to use the restroom. It was all this fucking nasty in the toilet. It's like, oh, what's this? And Raylene's like, don't lock the door. She screams at me as I'm getting in the shower. I was like, okay, whatever. Maybe she wants to come on in, you know? And so, you know, let's just say I was disappointed on that. But I come out, I get dressed, I go to talk to her and all that. She's like, stay away. I'm sick. She's puking and pooping and all that crap last night, and she hasn't gotten out of bed all day.
Yeah.
So I'm glad that I don't have that. But I tell you, if you give me the vid, I'm going to give you the stomach guts, all right? Yeah, so we'll just have a little
I'm glad that YouTube now heard that story.
No, yeah, hey, YouTube. Hey, if you want to hear more, all right, go ahead and give me a call. 240-925-5788 for all of your fun firearms training necessities and to hear more about my personal life.
No. Hit that like button. If this video gets 1,000 thumbs up, then we're going to have some more stories to talk about.
There you go. Yeah, like it and share it, guys. All right, let's get back over here and see what these citizens are up to. All right, one more. I think we got, one more video that I had queued up here, so let's check that out. I don't even know who the hell this guy is. Let's go ahead and just start here.
During the week, Victoria Makarova from the eastern Ukrainian city of Kharkiv works as a construction manager. On the weekends, the 44-year-old is learning how to be a soldier. As tensions between Ukraine and Russia mount, women like Makarova are taking courses to learn how to use guns, do first aid, and perform martial arts skills.
We're not going to run away and abandon our beloved city of Kharkiv. This means we have to learn how to defend it.
Demand for such courses is growing, says Igor Pushkarev, a veteran of the 2014 conflict in eastern Ukraine and who organises military training courses for citizens.
I don't hide in a basement now. More often I just sit in some corner and pray. We pray every day for peace.
We are scared, sure, but where can we go? Who needs us?
Wait a minute. Was that house already bombed, or is that where she lives? Check this out.
We are scared, sure, but where can we go? Who needs us?
This was before the invasion.
WeOn is now available in your country.
All right, WeOn. Yeah, you're on in our country. So, anyhow, that's Ryan. That's all the videos I had pulled up, but essentially, it all kind of says the same thing, right?
Prepare now.
Prepare now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And that's not us fear-mongering and saying that something's going to come to the United States, but train beforehand. Don't train as a reaction to, oh, they're coming in now. Let's go ahead and start training in the streets now. Let's go start training. No, why wouldn't you do that for the last couple months or years? You know, why, then of course, I can't get a firearm. Can I borrow one from you? No, I'm fresh out.
Yeah, I need mine. I need my ammunition.
Yeah. I didn't buy mine to supply you. You should have supplied your own damn shit.
So my family, Ryan, you've been part of our family for a long time. Yeah. There's a bunch of us, and we always kind of come up with like these doomsday scenarios, to just hypotheticals. And oftentimes they're kind of made in fun so that we could talk to the kids about it. We talk about zombies, right? Like, what if the zombies took over, right? What would we do? Mm-hmm. So we always try to like game plan that way. And one of our plans for that is always go back to Arizona, right? Go back because it's sprawling. There's not very many people. You could grow your own resources. You could live near the mountains. You're less likely to be a victim of some kind of invasion. You're away from city centers, all that different stuff. But there's a cause and effect, right? The cause of that hypothesis is that Maryland will be a target. You know what I'm saying? In a grand scale, and I'm not, again, no fear-mongering here. I'm not thinking that we're going to get invaded, but if they were going to invade us, we're right outside D.C., right? Like, this is the spot they're going to come.
Yeah, like I remember similar, but not the same. Like on September 11th and stuff, I was going to, at the time I was in 6th grade. I was in 2nd period with math with Miss Allen, 3rd period science with Miss Allen at Lantern Middle School. And I remember people started pulling their kids out of schools, and different stuff like that because they didn't know where the next plane was going to crash. They didn't know they were going to start hitting schools or anything like that. And we're in a pretty close proximity to Washington, D.C. We also have Pax River. I mean, they locked down Pax River. In a situation, Maryland is a pretty high-value target in general because of its proximity to D.C. And a lot of assets we have here. We have Pax River. We have Indian Head. We have a bunch of different bases and whatnot, and government facilities all throughout Fort Meade, all throughout Maryland.
Yeah, Maryland is definitely one of those spots. Like if I was like a genius, mastermind plotter from a different country, and I was trying to take over something like that, and I had assets that could be launched remotely or something like that, I would want to target centers of intelligence, right, and centers of centers of industry, centers of intelligence, centers of transportation, different stuff like that, and it's all right here. At least on this coast. Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
There's a lot here.
So, but I guess the theory or the thought that we're trying to communicate with this little video here is preparedness, right? Like, get prepared. Ryan and I just trained a class of, over 40 students this weekend. It was a blast, right? That's 40 more capable citizens if they were to continue their training, right? And, and next weekend it'll be the same thing. And the weekend after that it'll be the same thing. guys, come find us. Find us in a class, right? Drop down, head over to the website, PTPGun.com. Sign up for one of our services. Even easier, just give me a call. Phone number's out there, right? It's really easy.
Go ahead and put it right here for them.
Yeah, we'll put it down there. But yeah, that's kind of where I wanted to be at with this video. Ryan, you got any final thoughts?
No, again, it's just I kind of feel like a broken record, but don't just go out and buy your firearm. Don't just go out and get some training. Keep that going. You know, be prepared. Right. Prepare now for a safer tomorrow.
Exactly. Well, with that, guys, as always, for me, learn, defend, prevail. We're out here.
Stay strapped and get clapped.